Okay. Hi, Rachael Ray. My name is Elizabeth Brown. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, and I'm here today to show you that, hey, I can cook. And what I like to do is kind of just look at my refrigerator and see what I have and make the most out of everything. I like to use what's on hand, what's fresh, as soon as I buy it, and not waste anything. So I'm going to make 3 different dishes for you using a few ingredients. And what I found in my refrigerator, which I always pretty much have, is a head of cabbage. I always have some type of cabbage or cruciferous vegetable because they're very good for you. I always have something orange, so I had sweet potatoes that I'm going to use in multiple ways, and I had brown rice and lentils. So those are some staples in my refrigerator, as well as yogurt. So to start, I'm going to make my brown rice lentil cakes. And what I did was I actually pre-cooked my brown rice and lentils because that is a little more time consuming. And I took about 1 cup of the brown rice, and we're going to mix that in a bowl, plus about 1 cup of lentils, some red pepper, and red pepper is really rich in carotenoids, especially a carotenoid called beta-cryptozanthin. All of your antioxidants, like carotenoids, are great disease fighters, so the more the merrier. And then in yellow squash, we have an antioxidant called zeaxanthin, and that's what gives all yellow vegetables their yellow color. And that's another antioxidant that we associate with fighting age-related vision loss. So I've shredded up the yellow squash. We're going to mix that in. I like to kind of get every color I can in my diet throughout the day. So that's why the sweet potatoes were so great. I'm going to use those in more than one way. So I have part of a sweet potato, about a quarter of a large sweet potato that I've shredded here. So I've got some left over that I'm going to make in a very creative way in my 3rd recipe. And then we're going to add the things that add the most flavor, like the onions and garlic. Those are your allium vegetables. Great cancer fighters. Help lower cholesterol, fight heart disease, and lots of flavor, as you well know. I'm also adding flaxseed, which I use as a binder. I start with 1/3 cup of ground flaxseed plus enough water to equal about 2 cups, and that's the equivalent of 2 eggs. So if you wanted to make this dish with eggs, you certainly could. I made this a vegetarian dish for people that don't want to have any animal products, because I think it's a good idea for people to practice getting more plant-based foods in their diet for all the disease-fighting properties. Like in flaxseed, you get those omega-3 fats that we need more of in our diet. And then I'm going to add my seasonings. I have a combination of cumin, coriander, and curry, and salt and pepper. So I have sea salt and pepper all mixed in here. And then we mix everything together. And it's a pretty wet mixture that we have here. So I also have a little bit of flour on hand to help things stick together. You can use any type of flour. I often make things that are gluten-free, so I have brown rice or millet flour in my refrigerator. The nice thing about these ingredients, if you didn't want to make these patties that I'm making, you could also just take all the ingredients minus the flaxseed and perhaps minus the seasonings, and maybe a little salt and pepper, the onions and garlic, and then add some olive oil and lemon, and it makes a great salad. So you could eat this cooked or raw, basically. And then what I do is I take all the ingredients mixed together and I form little patties, pretty much as you can fit in your hand and then comfortably mold. And then we're going to put them all on a cookie sheet, and I line it with parchment paper so nothing sticks. And just kind of like little balls we have on there, and then bake them at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes on each side. And when you're done, tray full homemade veggie burgers. This is a great meal for people that want to have like a meatless Friday, perhaps for the holidays, or just to get more meatless dishes in their diet overall. So I take one of these patties, and because I like to get lots of leafy greens in the diet, and like I said, I had cabbage on hand, I did a blanch cooking method with my cabbage, so it's nice and soft and easier to eat, and wrap that in the leaf, and then we're going to make a dressing. So for the dressing, I have some yogurt, garlic, and lemon juice. Really simple dressing. Again, it could be used for a salad. It could be used as a dressing for these patties. It goes well on almost anything. It's also great fish. If you made fish and you wanted to encrust it with nuts, I like to use that to flavor my fish, and then put the nuts on top and bake it. It's wonderful. Okay, so I don't trust myself with getting all those seeds, so I make sure that I juicer. Plus, I think I get most of the juice out that way. And what you can do is, if you want to, you can take the rind and you can freeze it, and then anytime you need zest in a recipe, you can use the frozen lemon rind. It's much easier than actually when it's raw. And then we're going to do one of your favorite tricks, is to just grate a little garlic right in there.